Hey, welcome to ConCarolinas Television. I'm Bronner, and I'm here with some very special people in my life. And first of all, we're going to be talking about movies that are based on video games. And why do they, kind of suck? But, we'll leave that to you, Evol. But for right now, we're going to introduce my lovely wife. This is, take it away, Rachel.
Oh, I thought you forgot my name.
I did for a
I'm
second.
Rachel. I get to live with that guy. I got a
Sorry.
couple picks of my own, and hopefully you guys will agree or disagree, or we could talk about it. Uh, Let me shoot it to Roots.
Hi, I'm Arooks from Dondero Streams, and I'm actually pretty new to the video game scene, but I have seen plenty of movies that were video games, so should be fun. And next,
That's
Hi, I'm John Dondero. I work for Dondero Streams. I have played one video game and seen one movie in my entire life, so I'm qualified to be here.
yay. Okay.
why this
So,
person? Why?
so
You
this
guys
is
said I
the,
had to behave.
yeah, I mean, marginally behave. I mean, we need some excitement, but
All right.
we're the
Oh,
first thing we're going to do is talk about the up and coming blockbuster to be Uncharted, and this movie is going to star the Holland cat Tom Holland
Tom Holland.
and Marky Mark. You know, he's the
my
funky bunch
daughter
is
is in
not
love
there.
with Tom Holland.
Yeah,
In
she
love.
should be. I'm in love with Tom Holland. I mean, come on. I mean, let's
Have
be
you
real.
seen his butt
But
in his spider suit?
but this is Uncharted, right? And I've played all the video games, so I'm a true expert. And in watching some of the trailers, I'm seeing a lot of cutscenes that were part of the video game, and they really did a great job. I've only got like really one complaint that I've seen so far, and unfortunately, it is the Calvin Klein underwear model, Marky Mark. I'm sorry, he's just no Sully. He doesn't remind me of Sully in any way, shape, or form. But I think what they did was probably just got him for like the box office draw.
I mean,
Uh,
it's Marky Mark.
yeah, but he's kind of funky nowadays. He's not doing a lot of great things, but
That's
that
true.
is. I mean,
Well,
it looks amazing, and it's the budget is huge.
they're probably starting him young, so that way he can kind of, they can do a franchise because every
Yeah,
every every video game movie or every movie nowadays wants to be a franchise. That's what they want to
Right.
do. So you got to make sure you cast people young. That's why Nathan Fillion never got to play it because originally when
right.
they first started talking about doing this movie, everybody wanted Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion wanted to do Nathan Fillion. Even the
Oh
studios
yeah,
wanted to
Oh,
do
would have been great.
use Nathan
perfect.
Fillion, which perfect. But by the time everything's getting done,
Right.
you're not going to get
A one
you
shot.
know
It's no longevity to it.
yeah, you're not getting 8 movies out of Nathan Fillion. Not saying that Nathan Fillion's too old, but that character is a youthful character throughout the series, and it's just like Arnold Schwarzenegger. They kept just making the you know Terminator to get older, and I'm like, God, maybe you need to change the filter on your Terminator machine because he's starting to look a little
You ran
old,
over
guys.
10,000 miles. It's time to rotate the tires.
Get an
Yeah,
Come
oil
just
on.
change.
Right.
go
Right.
ahead and change that printer ink cartridge, dude. You're printing old dudes.
He's still dot matrix,
Yeah.
the dot matrix
Oh, Dot
printer.
Matrix. Yes.
But the villain of the Uncharted movie is going to be Antonio Banderas. So
Is
I
he
don't
playing Crash
know.
Bandicoot?
No, what?
That's the villain. That's the villain in Uncharted, right? Crash Bandicoot.
No,
Oh, okay.
that's a different video
Wrong
game
video.
entirely. Same platform, but different video game.
I know
You're,
there's
you're
some
gonna get
connection
hate
between the
mail.
two. There's some connection between the two. I've seen the memes.
But I don't know. I kind of feel like they kind of scraped the bottom of the barrel for Antonio. I mean, because really, he's been doing like a lot of B movies on Netflix and that kind of thing. But maybe this is his resurgence. Maybe he's found his, you know, I don't know, his niche.
Dude was Puss in Boots. Man got chops.
He was supposed to
He
be.
was Puss in
He
Boots.
was.
Yeah, it was
And
all
Hey,
right.
he was
Kagome.
Zorro. He was Zorro.
Zorro. Yes.
No, I mean, who cares about that? He was Puss in Boots.
Zorro. He got to kiss Captain Zeta Jones or whatever. What's her name?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
turned.
Hey,
Catherine
Mama Boo.
Zeta-Jones.
I just turned to this person, so forgive me if this happens
That's one.
because yeah.
That is very unsettling where y'all's camera placement is. Because it looks like your hand's going off left screen and you're Pac-Manning. You're really Pac-Manning right now. That's what's
Oh my
happening.
god, I'm looking at that right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely Pac-Manning.
All right.
Wait, can I do
like
that? Can I do that? Hold on. Whose hand do I come in? No frames.
She's doing it to herself. All right, so that's Uncharted, and that's kind of the basis of what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about our most favorite film that was from a video game, and like the thing that just is the worst. So, without further ado, let's get into this best and worst category, or top and bottom category, and we're going to start with John. I mean, he's the man, so.
Well, listen, if we're going to be talking about tops, my first choice is always going to be Henry Cavill in The Witcher.
oh,
Because, oh my God.
my
if you
god.
needed to know, if I ever had to describe what, like, you know, people are like, well, what do you mean when you're paying? I'm like, watch The Witcher.
Oh, yeah.
And tell me you wouldn't. And they go, you're right. There it is.
He's
That's
gorgeous.
it right there. He's gorgeous. But
Right.
I think, and though this was based on a video game, the video game was based on a series of books. So the show actually follows the books, but I still count it because The Witcher was a very popular video game.
I love it.
And there are subtle nods to it in the show, but one of the things I really enjoyed about the show is they stuck to the books. Not that I have any problem with the game, but as any media form, the books were always the best.
And the writer, just so I can interject really quick, the writer of the books is also on staff for the Netflix show. So he provides a lot of the wisdom that, and they simply adore him. I mean, I've seen a lot of the behind the scenes things on The Witcher, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I think they've done a really good job of creating a character. And even people who are fans of the video games, I've yet to meet somebody who was a major fan of the video game go, oh, but The Witcher sucks.
Yeah,
you know, the
no.
show is like, boo. No, they're just like, this is awesome. This is great.
I think a lot of that is Henry Cavill, though, because
Yeah.
he really dives into it. He really like researches and makes sure that he's a nerd. He's a hot nerd, but he's a nerd.
Yeah, and it's very immersive. I mean, he just
hotter.
gets into it. Right. But I think everything he touches is pretty gold, with the exception of maybe Superman. But he loves playing Superman. So,
but I respect him because the man is a giant geek. Like he is proof that it doesn't matter how pretty or attractive you are, or handsome or gorgeous, and how much I want to eat stuff off your body. You could be a geek
He's talking to
and
you.
big. A little bit. My favorite Henry Cavill video is him putting together his gaming PC.
Right.
That's what I subscribe to his Instagram for, that video, because he puts his own gaming PC together.
Yep.
From scratch. And I'm just like, that's a dude who games. Like there's no question. He's not just like, I'm just going to go buy a factory thing. Like a lot of people I know do. He built his gaming PC. And as someone who has also built, or had Jay build, because Jay's better at it than me, their PC, I fully respect that to the gaming notion.
Oh, for sure. It's not easy to do.
Now, do you want to know who I'm going to bottom?
Yeah. What is it on your bottom? I mean, what's under?
It's Mortal Kombat. It's the new Mortal Kombat. Because I was excited about this as well as it was advertised. I don't think it was a horrible movie, but I mean, like, wasn't Mortal Kombat. It was a drama where we're gonna talk about Mortal Kombat and we're gonna go to Mortal Kombat, but we never actually do. They never get there. They never actually do Mortal Kombat in Mortal Kombat.
Wasn't it touted though as like a origins type story?
Maybe so, but you can't talk about something that much in a movie and never get there.
Not yeah.
It's a giant.
Not without a trailer to the next movie in your end credit scene, you know?
Yeah.
You know, if you look at all the Marvel movies, they started doing like, if we're going to make this open-ended, here's the trailer to the next one.
Right.
Mortal Kombat was just like, maybe, but we're gonna spend 3 hours.
Open. They left the door open for another one.
No, they tore down the front of the house.
Right.
They're like, let's talk about this movie. We're gonna make a movie about this event, and we're gonna talk about that event the entire movie.
Right.
And just tone it up. And then we're gonna do the end credits. Fade to black. They're not even getting on a bus to go there at the end of the movie. They're so far from it.
Right? It's not like coming soon. Or
I don't want more. Time. I just wanted the movie to start. It's about some
it's like
jerk
a bad
one who's
first date. You're just like, no, I'm good. No, you know what? No, I'm good. No.
You shouldn't have gone to Applebee's on your first date.
Yeah. You don't go to Applebee's on your first date. You don't do a Mortal Kombat movie without like some aspect to going to more. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love what they did to the characters. I thought the character development was good and all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Sub-Zero Scorpion thing, that was a bit much. They weren't those people. You know, the main villain, the big dark thing, his whole subplot was, I'm just going to cheat.
Big dark thing.
Like his grand scheme, he's like, what are we going to do? What's your grand scheme? Oh, we just going to cheat, y'all. That's what we're going to do. We're going to break the rules.
Just shut that door. Boom.
Well, yeah, I understand that. But, like, you know, his plot is usually what people do to get to their main plot.
Right.
You know, it's like, I'm going to cheat while I'm trying to do this masterful thing. His masterful thing was to do just bad shit. Just, okay, I'm just going to cheat. I'm going to do a little murder, you know? I was like, shit, The Witcher kills more people in the first episode. The Witcher is more of a villain than that dude.
You're right.
Just saying.
I snorted.
But I digress.
I achieved snort factor. Yay! All right. So, we got next is Rachel.
Me. So we're going with favorite first, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I deliberated on this because I am probably the most indecisive person ever for a while. And I finally came to the conclusion that I was going to do Tomb Raider. And I'm probably going to get a lot of flack on this one. But at the time, there weren't a lot of strong female roles. And Angelina puts strong female roles out there. This is my turn. Don't put your muscles up.
No, go ahead.
Don't put your muscles up.
Oh, have at it. Do you?
I loved Tomb Raider. I loved Tomb Raider.
I loved it. I thought they did a really good job of a backstory, making it connection, emotional, and fun fact, when I was inducted into my thespian class, we had to act in character all night long. And I had to be Lara Croft. So,
can we get a little Laura right now?
No.
Yes.
You can get a little Laura later.
I can't get a little Laura later. What about the audience? The audience is the chat is nothing but. Can we get a little Laura?
It's a really bad British accent, and we're not doing it.
Well, so was hers. We're okay with that.
Right. She's not English.
We're not Dick Van Dyke in this.
I wanted Elizabeth Hurley to be Tomb Raider so bad back then.
I think Angelina did a great job as Tomb Raider.
I agree.
She embodied the character so much they stuffed her bra to make her boobs bigger. Because Lara Croft has big boobs. So they stuffed Angelina.
No doubt.
Yeah, but I don't like that they didn't triangulate it. They didn't triangle it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they did.
They have pixels now.
I really wanted it to look like this the entire time. And I wanted it to be straight across. There was no cleavage. It was just triangle chest.
He He wanted the old 16-bit version of Laura Croft.
Yeah. I wanted the Uniboob triangle.
No, but you've got her father in the movie, and it opened it up for a second one. They were able to do the sequel before sequels were popular.
And
now everybody wants one.
They did have Gerard Butler in the sequel.
In the second one, yes.
Come on.
Which was very hard not to pick the second one because of that.
Because of Gerard.
But Daniel Craig is in the first one, so.
I will say they weren't bad. I will say that Ellen Ripley from Alien is a better female strong, but it had been a while since we got a strong female, and I thought, like I said, I wasn't big on it because, like I said, I've never been a huge fan of Angelina Jolie, and I can't even explain why. It's just like one of the people. She's never clicked with me.
But even when Sigourney Weaver was the strong, powerful type, she still felt like kind of like older to me.
Yeah,
like she was never like that young, really,
youthful, beautiful,
youthful, strong.
Right.
Angelina made it feel sharp. Like with Sigourney, where you almost felt like, even though she was tough and badass, it wasn't that
she was still grasping at straws.
Right.
Yeah,
like it wasn't like you feel like Laura was gonna Angelina was gonna slit your throat and not think twice about it.
Yeah. She was
like
Laura Croft, she came in a lot more badass and on top of things. Like, with the Alien movies, they're literally just like, oh, I'm badass as I run that direction.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my plan. That's my main goal. Go that
holding
way.
a big gun. Anyone could be a badass holding like a giant gun.
The character is not only a badass, she's smart, she's beautiful. She just is the whole female package.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I enjoyed them. I will say this, and I was a fan of the games, and it does be very reminiscent to the game. And yeah, it was. I'm glad they did a sequel to it. That I felt like that could have been, if this had been more of a franchise culture, we probably would have got a more of a Lara Croft franchise. What do you think of the remake?
Well, I'm going to talk about that when it's my turn.
Later? Okay, all right, sorry.
All right, well, we'll pause on that.
I haven't read everyone's list, but yeah, I want to hear about that.
So on that
we forgive you that you didn't read any of the notes beforehand.
I wasn't paid to read. I don't even read my content.
That's true.
So we'll segue right into the worst one. And when Chris asked me, he's like, so which one are you going to make your worst? I said Mortal Kombat. He said, the first one?
Right.
I said, no. The second one. He thought I was talking about the most recent one. I said, no. The second one. The one that nobody even acknowledges that it exists.
It's on Netflix.
Wow.
It's like Highlander 2. We don't acknowledge that.
Well, there can only be one Highlander.
Right. But, I mean, it was so bad that nobody really even remembers it. Because the first one shouldn't have even been a good movie. There should have never been a sequel.
It was Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Annihilation.
Yeah.
Because, like, the first one, horrible. But it's a cult classic.
But you know why? You know why it's better than the remake? Because they went and did Mortal Kombat. That's what they went and did. That was the plot of the movie. They went there. Like, literally, started the movie. What are we doing? They're going to Mortal Kombat.
We're going to
Mortal Kombat.
Right now.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
So you've got a bigger budget, and they still couldn't get Christopher Lambert as Raiden.
Yeah, which was really like, what?
Even Christopher Lambert said, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have done the first movie either.
Yeah, let's get this really, really white dude to play the really, really Asian guy. Let's do that. Let's go with that. That was
right.
There was some foresight there. Maybe they were just making it.
But I love the games. And even I was struggling to figure out who the hell those characters were in the second one.
Yeah, right. They were
I was like, these are some no-name. They killed Johnny Cage. And then there were some no-name people.
Yeah.
It was too much.
I didn't really get more than like 5 or 6 minutes into that movie before I shut it off.
I have more patience.
No, it was horrible. I mean, absolutely dreadful. Good pick. I mean,
well, let me ask you a question because I haven't seen it. Did they in fact go
No.
to Mortal Kombat?
I'm gonna let you find that out.
Nope, I don't want to. I don't want to find out if they did or not.
Well, you know,
now you don't have to like fast forward. All you have to do is skip scenes. Like you don't even have to sit through the whole thing.
right? You
Google
can
it.
just go until the end credits or
until you see
until
Mortal
we
Kombat.
Yeah, until a fatality happens, right?
But I love the games. I still play them. To this day, I still play them.
Yeah,
That
she
movie
beats
was
my ass all the time. In
Mortal Kombat's my mash the buttons one. I
That's what I
literally don't
do.
know what I'm doing.
I'm a
I
button
literally
masher.
just do this,
That's him.
and I'm like, where am I in?
I'm a truly
So
that's why
when I
only
was in
play
high
games
school,
like Uncharted. But
I played the first 3 Mortal Kombats because in my youth, which is when those games came out, they're old ass games.
Oh, yeah.
When we would we would partake in things that young people do that you shouldn't do. That there's all the after school specials, and we would play Mortal Kombat for literally 8 hours at a time, and just play and play and play and play. And I'm like, you can't make a movie of that. There is no plot to the game. The game is like pick this character, pick that character, and you fight. And they're like, you know what we should do? We should take this game where there is no story whatsoever, just a bunch of assholes trying to kill each other, punch them to death. We should make a movie out of that.
Story. Those characters deserve a story, just
They
not the
do.
second movie. That's not the
Nope.
story.
Or a story where they actually get to do what the thing is. I would have been fine. No, I would have been fine with the Mortal Kombat
Do
movie.
Mortal Kombat.
I would have been fine if they never in the remake. I would have been fine if they had never talked about Mortal Kombat and it was just about those characters.
Don't
in a
call
battle.
it Mortal Kombat, right? Just call it
Right.
Scorpion and whatever.
No, you could call it Mortal Kombat,
Sub-Zero.
but don't talk about the tournament Mortal Kombat in a movie where you're not gonna have a damn tournament.
Like, searching
Mortal
for
Kombat.
Alex. They searched for him so that he could be in Mortal Kombat,
Yep.
and he didn't do it.
And you know what? They found that dude like literally like first 15 minutes of the movie. They found their guy, and they're like, "Let's go do Mortal Kombat." No, I'm just kidding. We're just gonna do a bunch of stuff before that. Sorry. I get really heated about the Mortal Kombat movies. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Passionate about this. You're next level.
Tell us how you really feel. How does that make you feel, John?
Right?
It angers me because I did love the Mortal Kombat movie, and I did love the game. I wanted it to be a good story,
Right.
and it just wasn't. Anyway, I digress.
The first one sucked, but people enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a fan favorite. I mean,
Right. And
really.
it was a one-off, and there should have never been a second one.
And you know what's really baffling is that they like almost had like twice the budget in the second movie. But I mean, I know that they rushed to make it because the first one made a shit ton of money. But
Because they did Mortal Kombat.
yeah, but they rushed it, but they had a huge budget. And they didn't have a lot of famous people in it. They had the guy that was from that movie where Sylvester Stallone, Cobra, where he bangs the two axes together. He was the major villain in this movie. So, like, I don't know. Mortal Kombat. I want to see more of it. Like every day, they should come out with a new one.
As long as they go to Mortal Kombat.
According to John.
As long as they participate in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, they don't want to be like maiming combat or anything like that. They need to go mortal.
Mortal wound.
It's a flesh wound. It's a flesh wound.
They just go hobbling off. It's fine.
Oh my God, what is that behind her?
What,
that is my cat Mouse.
Oh, see, there's always
it's a hairless cat. I have a hairless cat. Yeah.
Well, Bill couldn't
popular on
Bill couldn't make it for the episode, so we had to get someone who also had a naked potato cat.
Naked potato cat. Miko loves my naked potato.
Yeah,
she
sorry.
She will sit outside
Bill has been under the weather, but he also has a naked potato cat.
Yeah, Bill is our film track director for
ConCarolinas.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty cat.
Okay.
Thanks.
It looks like a ocelot. What's it called? Ocelot?
Ocelot?
Ocelot.
Yeah.
It's Peter Bald Sphinx cat. So,
yeah. You know what? I'm probably not allergic to that.
No, a
Yeah.
lot of my friends who have cat allergies actually can hold her and pet her.
Oh,
Hypoallergenic.
And
Well,
she's
since
really
you're
sweet. They're actually really friendly.
since she's in the
Also,
frame, why don't we go ahead and talk about your picks, Aroogs?
so we can pay attention to her.
Okay.
That way,
So
all
you're
eyes
basically-
could be on your cat.
Okay, so I have to admit, before quarantine for the pandemic, I didn't game a lot, but I gamed a little. I was like the NES, the Nintendo, the Game Boy, and I also did phone games. And my
Old school.
top pick was Angry Birds.
She did.
I'm not even gonna lie. First off, I loved the game, and second, I loved the movie. I thought it was clever.
you know what? As somebody with kids who had to watch this movie a bunch, it wasn't a horrid movie. It was.
They
had
made
its-
they
it
made
had
a
its
movie
moment.
out of a game with like literally no plot, like no
You-
storyline.
That's how I
No-
felt about Sonic.
You do you want to? Sonic was actually a really good movie.
Right.
We watched it. We liked it.
It was cute.
It was, and you know what? I went and go. That's a video game movie. We're put a pin in that. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, Sonic wins at
but-
Sonic.
Angry Birds.
I love.
You know what I like about Angry Birds? They do what they do in the game. They went to their tournament.
They go
They
to
had
war.
little combat,
Birds. There's
They
an
were
angry
angry.
bird.
and they
And they were birds.
slingshotted themselves into the thing, and it worked with the plot.
Okay, Aroogs, why don't you talk about it a little
Right.
bit?
I think it was cute. It was clever. I think that anytime that you take a game like Angry Birds, like you're literally just like shooting birds and pigs. There's no plot. There's no like Laura Croft or The Witcher. There's a storyline to follow.
There's no
And they took-
strategy.
Right? You just sort of play. And they took it and they made these characters that were actually really cute and they had a personality and they gave it enough adultness that you can sit with your kids and watch it and play Angry Birds while you're watching it with your kids for the 80th time and still enjoy it. And I thought Angry Birds 2 was not bad either.
Yeah,
They made a
must have
sequel?
been-
They did make
Yeah.
a sequel.
They made a sequel and then they made a whole
They made
bunch
a
of like
sequel of
little
Mortal
video,
Kombat, but that doesn't mean it was good.
like a little, I don't know, like Angry Birds, Bluebirds or something. I mean, there's a whole bunch of. It's like the whole world of
It is a
Angry
whole
Birds.
world.
That they man, I tell you what, Angry Birds as like a company, the company made that. They knew how to franchise a game.
Yeah,
There was literally Angry Birds
Look at that.
everything.
How can you not be like that looks
I mean,
fun?
raise your
You
hand
wanna,
if
like-
you downloaded it. I mean, and played it. Raise your hand.
Oh, I beat the original Angry Birds. 100%.
You did not. Wait, I turned to her. You did not.
Nope. I have actually
See-
never played.
Oh, it's
What?
fun. It's like Candy Crush. You get sort of addicted.
Do you own a cell phone? Do you own a smartphone? This is a smartphone. Have you ever touched one of them?
Yeah, she's got a flip phone.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
plays,
Is it one
she
of
plays
those like
Snake.
big?
She
Do you
plays
carry
that
it on a
snake
strap?
I do
game.
not.
Carry
I
your
play
phone?
Galactica.
Do you clip it into a belt on your side? Okay,
No, it goes
I
in
need
the
to make
back
sure.
It goes on a big charging station in her car.
Does it have the flip thing? Do you flip it up and type?
Wait a minute, guys.
Brick phone.
It's like this
Karen-
big.
Karen said there was an Angry Birds Geico commercial on here when I logged in. When I logged into the stream, this stream had an Angry Birds commercial.
That is kismet.
That doesn't mean I'm gonna play it.
That's kismet. I'm just saying. You have to now. I'm sure if she played it, she would
Listen.
love it.
If I
I'll make
play
her
it,
watch
you won't
it.
see me for 2 weeks.
Yeah, she gets really immersed in her games on her phone. I don't get it, but
It won't take you that long. Not the original.
no, yeah. But there's an Angry Birds also too, right? For the phone?
There's like 12 games
There's
for
like
Angry
a
Birds.
ton of games, yeah.
There's different versions.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
I liked the movie. I thought it was cute. I thought it was clever, and the simple fact that they made a movie, like I said, out of nothing. You know,
That's pretty
that's
incredible.
fun. I mean, you know, and they made it a movie that was successful enough to make a sequel. Like it wasn't just one of those made for TV movies. Like it was
Right.
just
Yeah.
good enough. And you know what? That's good enough for me.
They knew their target audience. That's
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
what's your other one on
What's
the
on
other
your
end of the
bottom?
spectrum?
All right, this one. So
This
I
is a
said I
tough one.
played I played, Nintendo, the original. I was there when it came out. I had one growing up.
Just like shocked in the bed.
Mario Brothers. I freaking that movie. Now, okay, see, I love John Leguizamo. I love him. But this whole what? Like this as a kid when this movie came out, I'm like, it is so bad. It is so bad. It's like this dark thing. Like, what is happening going on? No, I want him to go down pipes and I want happy things. This is not Mario Brothers. Like, it's not it. And where are the Italian guys? Like, no, none of them are Italian. Like, what?
Right?
I'm what?
I don't know. I think Bob Hoskins Greek or something. But I read a quote from Bob saying that he really wished he would have never made that movie. I mean,
Everybody on that movie wished they had never made that movie.
right.
I'm gonna admit something. I did too. Okay, I'm gonna put it this way. I know it's a garbage movie. It is absolute
for sure.
garbage.
Yeah, for sure.
But I love it.
But you
know
go
they-
into it knowing what you're getting yourself into, and you're like, forget it.
Yeah.
I like it.
You know what they did?
Right.
They fought Koopa. They saved the kingdom.
They did what Mario Brothers do.
Right.
They fought Koopa.
Mario, and Luigi Mario, because that's their names.
Right.
They gave them the last name. Fought the douchebag.
Nightmares. My nightmares.
They fought
I
the bad guy
rewatched it.
from.
Speed.
As an adult.
He was in Speed, the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he was also the bad guy in Waterworld. Also a great movie.
Yeah, what was his name? Show us a picture of him. I'll tell you his name.
Dennis Hopper.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are correct.
Yeah, dude, I loved them. I honestly, I knew what they were trying to do. They just did it badly.
Poorly.
And I could have but I see the potential there, and I got behind it. I was just like, yeah, no, you're real worlding. You were doing what Sonic successfully did.
Right. They paved the way.
Yeah.
I feel like it was stuck between was it Judge Dredd? Like it was like a generic version of Judge Dredd. Like they were trying and it was failing very badly. It was just it makes me want to take a shower afterwards. Like I don't feel good about it.
I wonder why we watch this as kids. Because it's not
We shouldn't have.
PG.
No.
That's
They
like
talk
you watch
about.
Howard the
Dark,
Duck.
yeah.
There's a lot of sex in the Mario Brothers
Right.
movie.
What? I'm gonna revisit it.
You have to.
Dude, they were in a mud
I was
bath
like-
together, nude.
What?
Yeah.
Because he's Greek and the other guy is like Hispanic and none of them are Italian. Yeah, someone asked Siri what nationality Bob Hoskins is because he is not Italian. But he's a great actor. But
Not
this
in
is
that
just
movie.
yeah, this is just, shite.
He needs to stick to being Smee in 3 different Peter Pan movies.
Oh, it's my heart.
He's in London. He's British.
Hook. He was Hook. Oh,
He
he's
was in
British.
Hook.
He's British.
So a British person and Hispanic.
function.
Oh, me, Mario.
It's me, Bob Hoskins.
Mario.
He's like,
I mean, but Chris Pratt.
Hoskins,
I mean, let's think about it. Sean Connery paid everybody with his accent. So you could do it.
That's true. And you know what? Chris Pratt is going to be the next Mario.
Yeah, that
He is.
doesn't make
That's gonna be
sense to
weird.
me either. Does it make sense to you?
Nope.
Not me.
Not anywhere close. Like I don't understand.
I like
There are
Chris
so
Pratt.
many short, fat
He's
Italian men out there.
Okay.
I
That
know.
dude better either offend every Italian person out there in the world or offend every video game player in the world. That dude's not going to
gonna
win.
do
Chris
one or
Pratt is
the
not
other.
winning that. Yeah,
He's gonna
he
be
is not
so
winning this
polarized.
medal.
No. He should just get eaten by a dinosaur at this point.
You see the Just eat them.
Right? Just a T-Rex just
Out of the
walking
pot.
out of the movie.
And then I
Goes
want the
down
dead
the pipe.
scene.
Hold on. I got it. Hold on.
Oh.
Where is it?
Oh, he's got the sound effect.
Oh,
Oh, I thought I did. Did I
Just
delete it?
kidding. Oh.
I replaced it with something. Oh, I replaced it with something much more offensive. It's a Rook saying something horrible. I got this though. Continue.
Sean. You did that just for you, Sean.
Very nice. Very
Okay.
nice.
All right. So those were my two. All right.
Well, bravo. Those were two killer picks. I mean, they would have both been on my bottom, but I'm not judging. I'm not judging at all.
What can we say? Apparently, Bronner's the top.
Apparently. But you know, we all know I'm not, so it's fine.
No. Hey, listen, I've got some validation right here. Not a top. Not it. Okay.
In my screen, you just keep pointing to the CCtv logo.
Okay, fine. Boom.
point the
Wait,
other way.
is she there? That way?
Yeah,
That way.
she's on the
yes.
other side of you. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Welcome to movie magic.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Ooh, shit. Sorry. Sorry. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so my now she's kind of stole some of my thunder, which is typical for my wife to do, but I loved the 2018 Tomb Raider, and let me tell you why. Not only is it the most critically acclaimed games that were turned into movies, so I did kind of do some research and say, hey. And not to mention that it's my favorite video game of all time. I played all of them. I've solved all of them. I've watched all of them. And this is really true to form. Now, I'm going to tell you that it's based on the newer Lara Croft, like the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Rise of the
Which was a good game, too.
Amazing, right? So, Alicia, and I don't know her last name, Vikander or something, who started
Yeah,
it.
there goes all that research.
Yeah. Well, I just can't read because I don't have my glasses on, but it's in my notes. But she was kind of flat during the whole entire movie. She didn't really have a whole lot of passion as far as I'm concerned. But what really captured me is all the action sequences. They basically took me into a video game in a movie because they filmed them in the same way they did the cutscenes for the video games. I know that it was partially produced by the same company that puts out the video game, which is always beneficial because you get the try and true kind of thing going on. Plus, I thought the story was really good. It followed the 2013 video game, pretty on point, pretty amazing movie. So amazing, I think that they're coming out with a sequel to it, although it's kind of on the back burner at this point, but it's definitely coming out, and it's definitely going to be called Tomb Raider Obsidian. So I don't know what it's going to be based on because according to the Lara Croft legend, the video game's concluded. So there's not anything left after Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I think is the one. But
she doesn't have triangle boobs either.
No. And she barely, she's kind of like, like training bra status.
She didn't commit to the character like Angelina did.
She didn't get she didn't says, yeah, she was flat compared to Jolie.
Right.
Random Review says the actress was very unmemorable. I don't even.
Yes. Yeah. That's why she was kind of flat in it, but I think she'll kick it up a notch for the next movie.
You hope she
because she has vowed to do so. She really wanted to be in the sequel. She's going to be in the sequel. It's going to have a different director, but it's going to have an amazing budget. It cost about $100 million to make. And it grossed like over $300 million, which is not bad.
My problem, and the reason I can't pick the second one, is with such an iconic character, and you do absolutely nothing with her. No emotion, No feelings, no character development. She just rides.
Oh, you mean
this
like
wave.
Captain Marvel?
Wait, Rodzilla
Oh
said,
snap! That's true.
Captain Marvel
I'm
developed
just saying, I had so much hope.
in the last movie.
It's so true. I would high five you right now if I could.
Rodzilla, there was in fact a Street Fighter movie.
Okay.
High five.
Come on.
Bag your face.
All right. So the that's my spiel on that. I love Kristen Scott Thomas. I loved her in Four Weddings and a Funeral. I think she's a dynamite actress, and she's also from London or England or whatever. So she's probably hanging out with Bob at this point.
Bob.
And yeah, so that brings me
he's dead.
to no. Get out.
Bob Hoskins died several years ago.
Okay. Someone Siri that.
April 2014.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Because I was like, I'm actually a fan of Bob Hoskins. He's a good actor.
Oh yeah.
I was really sad because I was like, there's not going to be a sequel to Mario Brothers, and I was really upset.
Or Hook.
Or Hook.
Actually, no.
Hook.
He
Oh.
played Smee. He played Smee in 3 separate Peter Pan movies.
No Robin. No Bob Hoskins. I mean, there'll never be another Hook again. And maybe Julia Roberts. Is she dead too?
No,
Maybe.
she's not.
No, Julia Roberts is still
Her
alive.
career is. Sorry, Julia. Not sorry. Okay, so my least favorite movie of all time, and I had so much hope for this movie, as probably the rest of the world did at the time, if you were alive at the time, because it's kind of old. It was like 1994 or something like that. Let me think. Yeah, 1994. And it was Street Fighter, the movie, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Damn. Oh my.
And
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And like
It was bad.
Gomez from the Addams Family played Bison, like Raul Julia, right? Who I don't think is with us anymore either. This is kind of making me a little sad. But
Don't cry.
yeah, don't cry. But this movie grossed $100 million, which is not bad for 1994. I'm not thinking, but it was literally the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go.
Did they fight in the street?
No, but they did have like a kind of a tournament.
Don't do that when I'm taking a drink.
They did have a tournament at the end, like on a place called At World or something. Yeah,
That world, and there was almost a mortal fight, and there was combat. Did Street Fighter get to Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat didn't get there? Damn it!
It was more of a maiming of a movie, and yeah, I mean, and it kind of was going on the coattails of the success that Van Damme had with all of his million different movies. I mean, they could have like cast like Steven Seagal in the movie, and it would have
That's the
probably
only
been
reason they made $100
same.
million is because Van Damme.
Yeah, I mean, it literally was just because people wanted to see him. It wasn't for the supporting cast. But you know what really disappointed me was, I mean, Chun-Li, is that her name? Chun-Li?
Mm-hmm.
She is hot, bro. And like she was just like
Can confirm.
not hot. Like not hot. Like there was some really amazing pictures,
For the
of
posters,
her.
yeah.
Like, and I'm like, well, why did that not happen? So
You're right,
I
Random
was-
Review.
yeah, I was very, very disappointed in that movie. I'll have to say it was probably my least favorite movie of 1994.
Not of all time, just that year.
Just that year.
Just that year. But yeah, it's amazing how like the corporate world can just say, hey, let's make a movie and slap this name on it and expect to make a ton of money or something that's worth anything. Now, I think Bill Mulligan will appreciate this when I bring up a guy named Yui Boll, who has done probably, I would say, 10 or so movies that were based on video games. Really horrible movies based on video games. Like amazingly horrible. In fact,
there's Bill Mulligan right there. He's in the
Bill.
chat.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, Bill. So if you look up a Yui Boll kind of like his body of work or filmography or what have you, you will notice that like a lot of the little links are like why Yui Boll's movies suck. Why what is the best worst movie of that he doesn't get anything right ever. Yet he was like touted to do 10 or so of these movies. For what reason? So for the reason because Hollywood wants to make money off of video games. So if you take one of the biggest franchises like Tomb Raider of all time in video games, their video games made about $75 million over their life, right? So why would you expect movies that are based on video games that weren't as popular and that are directed by a guy named Yui Boll, that really has he's got like a 20-minute documentary that I do recommend that everybody watch because he's like
the movies are bad enough.
He's like, yeah, he's giving you the bird or giving the world the bird because he's going to make movies the way he wants to make movies.
I just don't think you should make a video game movie if the video game itself doesn't have like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. They made talking about board games. They made a Battleship movie.
Right.
Oh yeah.
There's these video games that have zero plot to them.
Yeah.
And they're gonna try to make a story. When you have all these like good stories, like where's my Legend of Zelda movie?
Oh yes.
Right. Or even go back to King's Quest. Something that everyone enjoyed playing, that played them growing up, that idolized them to this day. There are movies like that. And if you get good quality actors and production, you might be able to turn something out.
Like
and
there
that's
are no
fingers
video
crossed
games out there.
Fingers crossed that's going to be what Uncharted is. I'm hoping. I mean, beyond hope.
I'm hoping the same. And we didn't really talk about this at the beginning of the show, but Halo.
Oh, that's going to be
is coming out March. Paramount Plus. I am actually going to get Paramount Plus for Halo because it looks like the trailers look. I haven't seen the Covenant yet. The trailer features zero Covenant other than some Covenant blood splashed on the face. But I am excited for it because that game has a good story.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they implement like Master Sergeant into the storyline, because there's some of the online content for Halo that did not, or what is it, Red versus Blue?
Red versus Blue, that's Machinima, but that has nothing to do with actual Halo canon. That was, I love Red versus Blue. I'm actually a huge fan of that entire production company. But I have great faith. They've been working on this Halo, and I'm glad they turned it into a television show instead of a movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at Witcher. Could you imagine Witcher as a movie?
No.
It needs to be a series like that. Yeah. I have high hopes.
Thank you, Random Rick Review.
Paramount Plus is putting out some amazing content, so I have high hopes. They did Yellowstone, which is basically the most critically acclaimed series in a long, long time.
Picard is really good as well too. They really put a new shine. They put a new shine on Star Trek.
Yeah,
so they're stepping up their game.
We like that a lot. All right, so we've kind of talked about a lot of these movies that should not have been made at all.
Can I hold my pen and we talk about Sonic the Hedgehog because that was a movie that shocked all of us.
Yeah,
I'm unpinning you.
Sonic the Hedgehog, which was the first time a movie studio took fan response and remade something before it came out, because y'all remember the whole fiasco of Sonic's eyes, and they were like, no, and the studio said, okay, we'll listen, and they were 100% rewarded because that movie. I'm genuinely excited for the sequel. I know that's a kid's movie, and I love Jim Carrey as Robotnik.
You know what?
That man,
he rebirthed himself in my eyes. He came back with a vengeance.
Because in the Nintendo versus Sega saga, I was Sega the whole way.
I was a good mix of two. I loved Mario and I loved Sonic, and Sonic was probably one of my favorite games because it was a careless game. It was just go fast, kill shit. You know, zzz. And I was like, "There's no way you're going to turn that into a movie." And I was thoroughly
Yeah.
Great.
blown away by just how well they did it. I laughed. The story was good. I'm excited to see more of this world. And God, I cannot say his name. The guy who's playing Knuckles,
Oh yeah, I can.
very fantastic actor. That one trailer scene where he's holding Sonic's head and he says, "You think any power?" I'm like, I shouldn't have chills for a video game
For a
movie
cartoon,
the
right?
way I'm getting it. Yeah. I'm just like,
And
"Oh."
Knuckles was my
John says
favorite.
that's because Sonic actually went to Mortal Kombat.
Actually, you know what? No.
Sonic
The
was
Sonic
actually
movie,
Sonic.
he was Sonic the Hedgehog. He was fast. He was still this young kid. And usually when they put God, what's the guy who played Cyclops? He's in every movie where there's an animated character and they have to go do things. He was the human in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. He's also in like the Easter Bunny movie. He was in he's been in so many movies. It was the first time
James
I saw him.
Madsen?
Yeah, I think so.
James Marsden.
Morrison. He's been in
Oh yeah.
12 of these movies where he had a little sidekick cartoon character.
Yeah.
And this is the
Has
first
he?
time I've seen one. Oh yeah, that dude does a lot of those. This is the first time I'm like, I like that character. You did good. You did good. You got it right this time. Good for you. You nailed it.
Did you
You
just
get a
click
gold
his
star.
like button?
I did. I liked and subscribed to his performance in that.
Yeah, swipe. Yeah, swipe.
There's a little swipe.
No, but I couldn't appreciate
Upvote.
that. I'll be honest. I did not fall asleep during that movie, so that's 2 thumbs up for me.
Yeah.
That's a rough thing for me to do at 9:00 at night is not fall asleep.
All right. Now I know we're hitting 9:00, but I want to open it up to the chat to see their favorite video game movies.
Yes.
And we can absolutely run a little late. This is actually one of the first times like CCtv has been like this much fun that we've gotten to the end and we're like, we can still talk some shit.
Yeah.
This has been fun. So, audience, what
The
is y'all's
honorable
favorite?
mentions.
Yeah, the honorable mentions. What we'll do our honorable mentions. Audience, give us your favorites. Let's see. Random Rick review, MK1, and Resident Evil 1. We didn't even talk about Resident Evil.
Resident
That was
Evil,
a whole franchise.
Yeah.
huge franchise.
And not a single
Arcane.
one of us.
I never played League of Legends, but Arcane made me want to.
Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed.
I've heard Assassin's Creed. I didn't watch that one.
Assassin's Creed.
I liked it. He hates
I
it.
hate it. I mean, it
I
was
like
so
Michael Fassbender, and I
boring.
couldn't
I
bring
was gonna
myself.
say Michael Fassbender's in it. I
And
love
he
it.
is in shape in this movie.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, and it should have really destroyed his career, but it
No.
didn't.
He's
Well, you
shirtless.
can't, dude.
You know?
If he's shirtless, his career is fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was the only reason I was willing to watch the movie because I am not a fan of the Assassin's Creed series, except for Black Flag because I love pirates.
Yeah.
And that game, I didn't do any assassin crap at all. I just went, I'm gonna go be a pirate. Bye, y'all.
Right. Well, I mean,
I was
Valhalla
like,
was
y'all
good.
fun.
I
but
did the
one-
same thing, John, when I played it. I have it on my Switch, and I was like,
I tried to play the
I
other
was like,
Assassin's Creed games, and I was like, I don't want to be an assassin. They're like, you
I
can be a
have
pirate
a
in this one.
revelation. I have a revelation. I think Barb Hoskins did the one that they did based on the Greek mythos, because he was like, Ignacio, ole, ole. I mean, it was awful. The voiceover was just cringy, and I just wanted to turn it off, and I did. But
And I did.
I played Valhalla, and I thought that was pretty good. I mean, I'm
What
not
about
gonna lie.
Warcraft?
Did they do a Sky Fox movie?
Oh, I didn't even see that movie.
Do a barrel
I think
roll.
I didn't like the games. I
You
I
didn't
avoided the
see
games. I did.
Warcraft?
No. I
So I'm
didn't.
so disappointed because I loved it. I almost put it at the top because I love the games.
Not
and
Sky
they
Fox,
left
Star
it
Fox,
wide
sorry.
open for a second one, but there's been no talk.
Of what? Warcraft?
New Warcraft movie.
Yeah, I think I don't know if the popularity's waning. I know that there was like 90 million people playing it at any given time at one time or another, but I'm not sure that it's got legs still.
That would require the people playing Warcraft to get up and go see Warcraft.
They don't have to get up. You can stream it.
I think the problem with Warcraft.
Get your ass out of the chair and go
The
do
problem-
something.
Go to the theater and sit your ass in another chair.
I think the problem with Warcraft was it wasn't a fantastic movie, but it wasn't a bad movie. It was a middle ground movie, and when you have a movie like that, people just forget. You either need.
Yeah.
I always tell people when I used to teach filmmaking, I used to tell them you either make the worst film possible or the best film possible.
Yeah.
Anything in between is garbage because no one's going to remember it. You know, like I said, we're talking about the Mario Brothers because how bad it is, but how many people here would go watch it right now?
Right?
That's true.
I'm like, yeah, I'll 100% watch the movie. It's garbage. Same with a really good movie. You have to make a spectacular movie or a bad movie. Anything in between, people just, they're like, okay, yeah.
All right.
I
Yeah, there
met
was-
you.
The one honorable mention that I can do is I think Christian Slater was in this movie, and it was based on the video game Alone in the Dark. I don't know if you
That's
remember
right.
that.
I do remember that.
But
Different
it was a
plot.
horrible movie.
It had the same, like, it was like the World War Z of video game movies, where it's like, we're going to take this title that's a video game, and we're going to make a completely different plot, but we're going to title it the video game.
So they
Random
did go to
Rickerby
Mortal
says,
Kombat.
"Wait, are you kidding? Alone in the Dark? That was horrendous."
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a piece of crap. Yeah, that's my
Mhm.
honorable mention for being just
for the
a
bad.
utter piece
Yeah,
of
for the just garbage.
garbage.
Are you kidding, Sean? Are you kidding? Is It Takes Two really like in the works for a movie? Because I am on top of that.
What is that?
It's a video.
It's a video game.
It's a 2-player video game. It's and it's only and you play together as this couple that's getting divorced, and you get turned into a doll, and it's.
Oh.
The animation's like fantastic. The storyline's great, and I am so excited now.
That's fun.
Ooh, Karen asked, what are our opinions about video games that were movies about video games, like Tron, War Games, stuff like that?
Pixels and that kind of
Oh
thing?
yeah.
I think, I honestly
liked
want to say,
I liked all
I
the
wanna
Tron. I
say-
liked the old one and the remake.
War Games
don't
was
know.
excellent.
Ready Player One,
Yeah.
Stinker.
Jumanji.
Good movie.
That was good. That's
Which
Robin
one?
Williams.
I
The
think-
original,
think-
Robin Williams.
That's
Well, I
Robin
think-
Williams.
Right.
I think the sequels, it was
The
a
sequels
video
suck.
game. I haven't seen any of
Yeah.
them because, like I said, the original, that was
sequel,
exactly what I
think,
wanted.
Yeah.
Like it was.
But the
cute.
sequels, they were a video game
Yeah.
for a younger audience.
Right. Who cares about the younger audience?
Yeah.
This is our world.
Screw you, kids.
It's our world until they come of age.
Mhm.
They have no rights.
Listen, you young people get your own stuff. Leave my stuff alone.
Yeah, go mow the yard.
Have you
Yeah.
noticed they do a lot of remakes now because they can't get their own stuff? It's like, we're just gonna redo this one. I'm like,
You
why?
didn't do it right. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
But
and
I've
they
never
don't even
been.
get it right the second time. You know, that's the,
Listen,
the
I've never
tragedy.
been opposed to reboots in movies, and the reason being is because I'm not opposed to reboots in comics. I'm not opposed to reboots in video games. You reboot a video game I love, I'm excited. I'll play it. I don't know how many times I have purchased Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh God, yes.
You don't even have to change it; just put it on a different platform, and I'll be like, okay, I'll buy it there too.
Oh,
So
I have
I
another
can't get mad about
honorable
that.
mention. I have another one. What about Doom?
Oh,
Which one? The Rock one
yeah.
The Rock with
Yeah.
with Kyle Urban?
Yeah.
I will give him this. There's one scene where he goes first person when they
First
give him the
layer,
drug.
yep.
Why didn't they
And-
do that more?
And I'm like, okay, you know what? This movie is garbage.
But that was great.
That was
He
a
was
good
great.
scene.
Carl
I
Urban
like-
is great.
I think they should have stuck to the actual, because Doom had a plot. Doom had a book.
Yeah.
And it was a good book. And like Doom 3 did a really good job of like having the story. And you could have made a movie. And I think they did make a Doom movie for Netflix. And I heard horrible things about it.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm gonna have to look at that.
It's on Netflix right now. There's another Doom movie, and I kind of wanted to see it because it focuses. I think it sticks a little more closer to the plot. But I'm like, the plot for Doom being that when it came out was just like, you're a space marine, go kill these demons. We're not going to tell you why.
Just
Yeah. But then Doom 3, which kind of rebooted and started the story, I'm like, that was a damn good story. Like, guys
Right.
working on teleportation, they accidentally open a gateway to hell. What if you would have made a movie with The Rock and that was it, guys? We were
Boom.
we were
would've-
practicing teleportation. We accidentally opened a gateway to hell. Not we genetically made monsters.
Right.
Everybody
it just
does
became
that.
another zombie movie.
Mortal Kombat did that. They didn't fight, but they made genetic monsters.
They didn't go to Mortal Kombat.
They didn't go to Mortal Kombat. I want that on a shirt. We're not going to Mortal
We're
Kombat.
gonna do it.
I'll write it
Where's Mortal
down. Hold
Kombat?
on.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat. We ain't
Add
getting
it to
there.
the list. God, he's so needy.
But what about the fact that why don't they just make movies that are really amazing animation that are based on the video games? I mean, I would like to see a lot of that happen more so than the live action. The live action is kind of where they get carried away because, I mean, they used to not be able to do what they do now. So
CGI, right?
the CGI in Uncharted looks unbelievable, no question.
Mhm.
But I would rather have seen like an animated Uncharted by the same guys that do the Archer TV series. I just think
I love
it would have been
Oh
amazing.
my god! Well, you know what? I think didn't Archer do an Uncharted like when they were doing like their thing?
I'm sure he's.
Yeah,
Do you want
I don't
ants?
even know how
That's
many
how we get ants.
seasons. Yeah.
yeah. Because I think they did that whole thing where he was in a coma, and one of them was he's on an island doing Uncharted shit
Yeah.
stuff.
Stuff.
But I do like that.
It's after
that
9
type
o'clock.
of
We can say what we
animation.
want.
Yeah. I really do like that type of animation stuff, and I wish I'd see more of that. But like talking about the old retro games like Doom, but what about like a Castle Wolfenstein type of movie? I mean, that would be amazing.
Could you do it?
I want to
Yeah.
say
about
that
World
was
War Z?
no, that turned into an anime. It's on Netflix. Castlevania.
Yeah,
Well,
Castlevania's on
Yeah.
Netflix.
but that's not based on
Yep.
Wolfenstein, is it?
You said Castlevania.
Castlevania is based on Castlevania.
Didn't you say Castlevania? Or
No,
did
I
you
said
say?
Castle Wolfenstein.
Oh,
You know, it's the Nazis versus the
I see. I don't say
world
Castle
enemy.
Wolfenstein. I just say Wolfenstein.
Oh, because that I'm old.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No,
that's
I
what
played
it
the
was
original
called.
Wolfenstein. I
Yeah.
played the original. I only called it Wolfenstein then, back when
I
it was
think-
just a Doom clone.
I think the first one was called Wolf.
You may have been right, but I probably just there. Where's my Duke Nukem movie?
Oh yes.
Ah.
With the boobs. I mean, no boobs.
You know what I would have wished, though? I mean, truly,
No,
with all my heart,
PG.
is that Bruce Campbell would have
Coulda
played
done
Duke
Duke Nukem.
Nukem.
Oh yes.
Back in the day. Come on, how great would that have
Let
been?
him do it right now. Forget it.
You know, because he had some of the taglines in the movie that were from like Army of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever know that. You know.
I did. I played Duke Nukem since it was a 2D shooter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Duke Nukem 1, 2, and then Duke Nukem 3D.
And I had
I
all
wanna
my
know-
like sound bites on my computer. Like if I click this, it would come up with a Duke Nukem saying. So it was great.
TikTok did a Duke Nukem stage where it was just like the voice actor from Duke Nukem saying crap. And I want to know where my Commander Ken movie is.
Ooh.
What's that?
Commander Ken, that's okay. That's the earliest of PC gaming. When original Duke Nukem came out, there's this game called Commander Ken 1 and 2.
Never.
where's
heard
my-
of
I
it.
want a Day of the Tentacle.
Day of the Tentacle. I want my
Day of the
ski
Tentacle.
free. I want my skier that gets chased down by a Yeti. I want it to be a horror movie. I want it to be suspenseful, and I want them to call it Ski Free. And it's just a dude skiing down the mountain as a Yeti chases his ass for an hour and a half.
Give me Temple Run. Give me Temple Run.
Yeah, Temple Run.
That could be the
2012.
sequel.
But it won't run in the temple. There will be no temple running.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't ever get to
Paperboy the
temple.
movie. Yeah, we're gonna Temple
talk
Run,
about it.
but we're gonna talk about it for an hour and a half, and at the end, we're not even getting on a bus. We're just
There's no running.
There's no running.
No running at
It's
all.
just walking.
Double
There's no running.
amputees.
No
running.
roller skating.
You can slide to the temple.
I'm gonna
There's no
scooch. Hold on, guys. Temple Run.
Blood trail, little blood trail. I like it.
What about Tetris?
Can I,
mean, if we're just
executive
making
produce?
crappy movies.
I think they made a Tetris movie, didn't they?
I think there's some. I think The Onion did an article about the Tetris movie.
Well, it's The Onion.
Yeah, but I'm like saying people were buying into it because The Onion does that really well, where they make stuff, and I'm like,
You know it's The Onion.
Calling me tickled. I'd go see a Tetris movie if someone had the cojones to make a Tetris movie. I'd be like, I'm buying tickets. I'll pre-order those tickets.
I mean,
I don't need to see a trailer.
Battleship, A1, B3.
I was like, I don't need a trailer for a Tetris movie. Just give me the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I'm there. Hour and a half. I don't care what the plot is. I don't care if it's just a guy dropping pieces into a bucket for an hour and a half. If they're playing the music, I'm there.
You know, music scores from video games are like a separate subculture. We can't even go there because we'll get hate mail. I mean, we really will. There are people that are so down and into it.
What's a movie that you guys would like? What's a video game that you would love to see turned into a movie that we haven't done? Like I know we're making a lot of jokes, but what is something that y'all really, really won't? Because I have a couple, and I already mentioned one, Legend of Zelda. So
I'd like to see God of War.
God of War. There's talk that's coming.
Great story.
Which one? I mean,
all of it.
When he's
I played it for the story.
Yeah,
I watched a movie. I didn't play a video game. I watched a movie.
She was really good. She kicked my butt in that movie.
Leisure Suit Larry, that'd make a good movie.
Nice.
Leisure
Metal Gear Solid.
I would do it. I mean, who wanted to watch boobs like that were 16-bit? I mean, I did.
I want my triangle uniboob.
Oh my god.
No, actually, Metal Gear Solid. Have you guys ever played that series?
The what?
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear. Yeah, that would be pretty amazing.
I'm like the games. I mean, essentially near the end of that PlayStation game, it was just a movie that every once in a while you pressed a button. Thank you, Random Rig Review. Metal Gear 4 is pretty much just a movie that every once in a while you go, I'm gonna walk over here and play the next clip scene.
You're right.
I didn't play that game. I just went on YouTube and said Metal Gear cutscenes, and it was just a movie.
I would want to see Sea of Thieves. Or I'd like to see Sea of Thieves. Like, I think they have this whole backstory about the off the map and how the Sea of Thieves is not in the world, but it's like it's an alternate dimension. And I would like to see maybe like a,
they do have a surprising amount of fun
story.
Yeah, they have a surprising amount of fun plot for Sea of Thieves that you don't realize because it is like typically an MMORPG where you're just grinding and whatnot. But they have this like whole very unique universe to it.
And then, like, you can find things and they take you on side stories that like you have to just find them. And I sort of just like, I think that would be a fun movie to make.
But see, that's the thing with all the video games out there that have amazing backstories, but then they give you something like Angry Birds.
Well, this is classic. This is a classic example of how you can take an entire world of great content like Dungeons and Dragons and not be able to produce a good movie. I mean, how could you not? There is so much.
Because you had Marlon Wayans, that's why.
This is true. But I mean, no matter what iteration of Dungeons and Dragons movie that you cling to, which probably nobody clings to any of them, but that you've seen, they've all just flat out sucked.
Yeah.
And that world is so immersive and so amazing. And there's so many talented people and writers that could do wonders. I mean, just look at what like Critical Role and other people.
It would be a good TV show.
Yeah.
I think honestly, Dungeons and Dragons would make a good series like how American Horror Story does, where it's every season is a different like character's whole different world because that's what Dungeons and Dragons is. Dungeons and Dragons is not one story.
Oh no, it's
It is
massive.
billions of stories with billions of characters because that's essentially what you do is you build the story and work
But
it.
you've got
And
all
then
that
the
I like
to
that
choose from,
idea.
and they still
Yeah.
suck.
I like
But if
that
you
idea.
did-
If you do it like the American Horror Story, like you say, where you keep the same actors, but they're playing different roles from season to season.
Which is what a good Dungeons and Dragons game is. You build new characters, but they're the same actors, just new characters. That would be a brilliant. Okay, we better copyright that
Write
like
that
right
down.
now
Write that down.
because somebody's watching this and like, hello,
It's on
Netflix.
film. No.
Yeah,
Can I
hello,
be a dragon?
Netflix.
I may
You
be
cannot be a
dragon.
dragon. You cannot be a dragon.
Fine.
We are producing a Dungeons and Dragons show right now. So.
You're an elf.
We're-
If I've ever seen one.
We got into a 30-minute argument about why I can't be a dragon.
Because we are in production right now of a Dungeons and Dragons like how to play Dungeons and Dragons, not a
I've never
Dungeons
played.
and Dragons game, like like Critical Role and whatnot, but like we don't know anything. We're going into this. We have like 2 trained people and a DM, and we're gonna teach the audience how to play Dungeons and Dragons from step 1.
Sorry.
And I'm going to be a dragon.
Roll 4
You're not gonna be a
D6.
dragon.
Damn dogs.
I think that's a great idea, though. That's brilliant, in fact. And I don't even know why there's major motion pictures anymore. Anyway, if you can make a series on Netflix out of something, come on.
Well, even Disney Plus is doing
whatever
this.
streaming platform you pick.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm done with Star Wars movies. Give me the series.
Yeah.
I'm done with Marvel, even the Marvel universe getting in the series they're doing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I think we're on the cusp of where movies are not going to be a thing forever. I mean, I think there will always be movies, but I think that we are now in a world where you can do big production
and we
television.
want more.
Yeah.
Well, they're noticing
when you look at
if series have better reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Across the board.
Yeah.
Across the board.
It
We
doesn't
look
matter
at
what it's about.
IMDb. If you are watching a good show, man, it's in like the high 8s, 9s, but if you're watching a movie, it's like a 6 to a 7.5. So you can really explore the entire story just by, committing to a streaming service,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that happen.
And I think we have things like The Witcher to thank for that. Witcher, Game of Thrones, where they're like, no, we can do adult, we can do rated R television.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a couple that actually came on like mainstream, like the Chucky series. That show was phenomenal. And I know we're off tracking. I know we're going on that, but it's a good conversation.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to shelf this and table this until the next time we get together, the 4 of us.
Put a pin in it.
Put a pin in it. We'll circle back around.
So I just want, going forward, if we're going to do any more video game movies, I need them to be choose your own ending. No, if they're going to make it.
Oh, I get you.
I want them to be choose your own ending. Those choose your own ending books, turn it into a video game.
And I think every one of them should be, we're going to Mortal Kombat.
We're not going.
You can choose it. The Mario movie. We're going to Mortal Kombat.
That's what it's put going on the shirt. It's just like, where are we going? Going to Mortal Kombat.
Let's do it. I'm getting a shirt. I've got to get.
We need some ConCarolinas or CCtv merch in the Dondero Stream store. And I think we just found our first one.
Yeah.
We did.
We're going to Mortal Kombat.
We're going to Mortal Kombat. It's John with this. Just
yeah, it's just me holding the flag, pointing this way. We're going to Mortal Kombat.
All you have to do is spell combat with a C, and then you're not infringing on their copyright. I like it. You're smart people. All right, well, let's wrap this puppy up, I think, and put a bow on it. Do we have anything else in chat that was going on? The only worst thing that Assassin's Creed game is more Assassin's Creed games. That's funny. Okay. Well, on that note, next week we're going to bring you, that's the 12th of February at 8 p.m. We're going to bring you The Walking Dead with special guest Scott and Stacy Cannon, and we're going
Great
to
people.
talk.
They are
They're
hilarious.
great.
They are some of my favorite people in life, and I have a lot of favorite people.
Ask
But
him about
Go ahead.
Ask him about the time I slapped him with a floppy waffle.
How about you co-host that show with me?
I'm down.
All right. So The Walking Dead, you know, the series ends. I think it's got maybe 8 more episodes that are about to start up. I don't know if anybody watched any of the origin story, but we're going to talk a little bit about the origin stories that just aired in July and August. And we're going to have fun talking about this this amazing thing that's called The Walking Dead that's coming to an end. There will not be spoilers because it hasn't aired yet. So we can be thankful for that. We don't like to do spoilers here at CCtv or ConCarolinas television because we want people to experience the stuff for themselves. We like to talk about it and maybe say, hey, it's going to go this way or that way.
Actually,
but we'll never spoil it.
I had an idea for a spoiler cast. Do a post show where we end it and we do the episode, and then we say, all right, we're done. Stay tuned for spoilers.
Right. If you don't want spoilers,
don't stay tuned.
Take off.
Don't go to Mortal Kombat.
And then we're literally going to put a banner at the end. Just spoilers.
Right. Well, can we have like a flashing strobe or something?
We can.
Warning, warning.
No flashing.
Because no flashing, but we can do
type stuff.
We can do one that like highlights. It's like a LED light bulb.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
Anyway.
All right. So anyway, thank you for joining us tonight. We had a great time. I thank all of these beautiful people that are with me. And I hope you come back next week. And I hope we can just share this with your friends and so that we can grow. And there's a lot of other content on the Dondero's Twitch channel. So be sure and check that stuff out.
Stay tuned tomorrow night for Blue Skirt Boy Gaming.
Blue Skirt Boy Gaming tomorrow night. All right. Well, with that, we'd like to wish you some peace and some love. And we're out of here.